Okay, this is going to be a video on basic systems of equations. We're going to talk about substitution method and elimination. Here's the idea behind systems of equations. What we're looking for is the location of where there's an intersection. Okay, that is the solution. Okay, and that is an x and a y coordinate. Now, if you're asked to find the system, and it's two things that never touch, that's going to be a no solution, okay? And what oftentimes they call an inconsistent system, okay? Because there's no answer. Now, if you ever have one, and this is called a independent, okay? All right? Now, if you ever have one where the systems are on top of each other, okay, all right, for instance, it's one line on top of another line, so two lines touching, that would be an infinite solutions, okay? They also call that a dependent system because it has a solution, but it's dependent on the other line, okay? Now, there are some methods that we can use. I'm going to first talk about something called elimination. Okay? Now, what you want to do when you have elimination, first thing, make sure that you have x and y, same side, correct order. Okay? We'll get into that in a little bit. So oftentimes it's something that looks like this. Okay? All right? Now, and then we want the number on the other side. All right. Now, real simple thing with elimination. Okay, sometimes there's a quick eliminator. Okay, you can see like a 4 and a -4. Okay, or you can see some quick subtraction. If there's not, what you can do, whatever is here, I'm going to multiply everything by that. And whatever is here, I'm going to multiply everything by that. So I'm going to write 6x, all right, I'm going to leave a big space, and I'll tell you why in a second. 3y equals 3, okay? Now, I multiply that. That's 6x. This times this is -4y. This times this is 8, which is 16. Now, I'm going to put an extra box here. I'm going to tell you why I'm doing that. What I want to figure out is what operation could I type in? You can use a little 4-function calculator. What would get this to go away to be 0? And that would be minus. 6 minus 6 would be 0. So that's the same operation that I would do for all of these. Oh, whoops, I forgot to multiply. That was incorrect. I forgot to multiply that and to give me 9. Okay, sorry. All right. So this goes away. 3 minus -4 is 7. 9 minus 16 is -7. Well, very easily, okay? So after you get that on the same side, basically, you can switch. You can look to eliminate or multiply by opposite numbers. Okay? Now, once you do that, you got to figure out the operation. Okay? Solve for the variable. Okay? So if I divide by 7, I get y equals -1. Now, what I want to do is I want to resub and solve for the other variable. So if I put -1, let's say into either of these equations, 2x plus y equals 3. I put -1 in there, that's going to be 2 minus 1 equals 3. Add the 1, that's 2x equals 4. Divide by 2, x equals 2. So my solution is 2 -1. Okay? So that is how you do elimination. Now, I'm going to do the same problem, but then I'm going to do it with substitution. And then we're going to pick which way is the easier. Substitution. Here's what you do with substitution. Isolate one of the variables. All right? Now, see how I have a y here? What I'm going to do is I'm going to move the 2x to the other side. So I got y equals, instead of that, I'm going to subtract 2x. Now the shortcut is, whatever it is on this side, it would be opposite on the other, okay? Then what I want to do is substitute into the other equation for that variable. Okay? So if I look in this second equation, I got 3x minus 2, and I'm going to now replace the y with that. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is distribute that. It's 3x, negative 2 times negative 2x would be positive 4x. Negative 2 times 3 would be negative 6. If I combine those like terms, I got 7x minus 6 equals 8. Okay? So then what I want to do is I'm going to solve for the variable. Okay? So I got 7x equals 14, because I would add 6 over there. Divide by 7. I get x equals 2. Then what I want to do is resub and solve for the other. Okay, so what am I going to substitute? Anything you want, but the easy part is to put that into there. So negative 2 times 2 plus 3, that's negative 4 plus 3. So y equals negative 1. So I got 2 and negative 1 for my answer. Okay, so you can do them both ways. All right, certain equations are easier than others. For instance, I would do this one as a substitution. I wouldn't use elimination here. Why? Because this was already set up for me. So what I would want to do is I'd go 4x plus 2 equals 20, and I'm going to put that right in there. So that's 4x. I would distribute that. Plus 2x minus 4 equals 20. I combine those, that'd be 6x minus 4 equals 20. Add 4 over to the other side, so 6x equals 24. X equals 4. Then what I want to do is I want to put that 4 back in where x is. 4 minus 2, y is 2. My answer is 4, 2. You could do that by elimination if you wanted to. Okay? All right, you'd have to move some things and multiply. It all depends. Now this one, I'm going to do is elimination. Okay, why? It's already set up for me. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply this group by 2. I'm going to multiply this group by 5. Okay, so I got 10x plus 6y equals 4. I multiply the 5 by all those, that's 10x. Negative 20y equals negative 100. And then how would I get this to be 0? I would do subtraction. Okay, subtract. So that goes away. 6 minus negative 20 would be 24. Okay, 4 minus negative 100 would be 104. Now I divide by 24. Okay, so if I take out 104 divided by 24, okay, I get 4.3 repeating. Let me make sure I got my math right. 2, 6, 4, 10, negative 20, negative 100. That's right. Okay. Oh, there's my mistake. Sorry. Bad math right here. Okay. Bad arithmetic. Okay. Let's divide by 26. 104 divided by 26 is 4. I knew I didn't put a decimal in there right away. So then what I want to do, I can pick either equation, but I'm going to pick 5x plus 3 equals 2. I'm going to put that 4 in there. Okay, so that's 5x plus 12 equals 2. 5x equals, if I subtract 12, negative 10. Divide by 5, I get x equals negative 2. Okay, so I got negative 2 and 4. Okay, all right, so I chose elimination there. Okay, now I'm going to choose elimination for this one too. Okay, now here's the problem. This is where you need to be careful. Try to trick you. See how it's x, y number, y, x number. So what I have to do is I got to go 7x minus 5y equals 11. I can just move this around. Negative 2x minus 4y equals negative 14. So I can sort of switch those spots. Now, make this easy on yourself. Multiply by 7, multiply by 2. I know that's a negative 2, but it's going to be easier. Trust me. 14x minus 10y equals 22. Distribute this. That's negative 14x. Negative, I want to leave some space here. Hold on. negative 10x, 10y, sorry, equals 22. Negative 14x, I'm going to distribute this. Okay, it'd be negative 28y, that is negative 98. Okay, now, the only way I can eliminate, I got to pick an operation. Now, if I pick subtraction, the problem is 14 minus negative 14 would be 28. So it's addition I got to pick. Okay, so this goes away. Negative 10, okay, negative 10 plus 28 negative is negative 38 with a y. 22, okay, all right, 22 plus 98 negative is negative 76. And I would divide by negative 38, divide by negative 38, okay? I got y equals 2, okay? So then I want to pick any of the equations. I'm going to pick this top one, 7x minus 5 times 2 equals 11. That's 7x minus 10 equals 11. Add 10. I got 7x equals 21. And divide by 7. I get 3. So I got an answer of 3 and 2. But a couple things. Make sure you got the correct order. Okay? All right? Now, let's go ahead and do this one. Now, in my opinion, it'd probably be easier to do elimination. I'm going to move that over. So I got x equals, if that 8 moves over, that's going to be 2y minus 8. So what I'm going to do is where there's an x, I'm going to substitute that. Here's a good rule of thumb. When you go to substitute, once you get done substituting, you should have one letter. If you still have 2, you substitute for the wrong letter. Okay, so that's going to be 4y minus 16 equals 5 plus 4y. Okay, now watch. I want to show you what happens. I would subtract 4y. I would subtract 4y. I got negative 16 equals 5. Okay, why is that? Because both those go away. That's not going to be 1. Can negative 16 ever equal 5? No. So that is no solution. Okay, that's one of those systems where the lines are parallel or the things are not touching. All right, let's do one more. Okay, this one I'm going to set up with elimination because I got this really clear right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply all of these by 2, and I'm going to go ahead and multiply all these by 1. So I got negative 2x plus 4y equals 6. I multiply by 1, gives me negative 6. Now, I need to pick an operation that I can eliminate these. Well, negative 2 minus 2 would be negative 4, so I got to pick plus. That means all these are plus. So that goes away. Well, I got 4y plus negative 4y, that'd be 0. Y, okay? All right. 6 plus negative 6 would be 0. Does 0 equal 0 all the time? So this is an all solutions. This is a system that is on top of each other, okay? So those are some systems basics. So what I want you to do is go ahead and try these ones, okay, on systems of equations.